Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. This time I'm going to be going through an updated version of the AFB for Headwind's A330 900. Now, if you haven't downloaded the update, I recommend you do if you want to get your AFB to look like this. You'll probably notice from previous streams, and obviously now it's completely different. They have updated the AFB, which is very nice of them. So, on initial look, once you turn it on, you'll be met with this type of screen. So, obviously you've got your weather, and you can now also import SimBrief data. Obviously that was from a flight previous, but we'll just use an example even though I am at Newcastle. But obviously now it's got it's even got your flight number, what kind of plane you're flying, and you can also, we'll leave that for a second obviously. So it comes up with all your SimBrief data here. On the left hand side it's got your alternate, your cost index, your zero fuel weight, your cruise altitude, winds, and your company route. Over here obviously you've got your ATIS information, so your current weather for your departure and arrival. And if you go down at the bottom here, you can see that you've got a checklist. So you can go into here and it has now a actual checklist which you can now start marking off as you go through your preparations for the flight. So you've got your cockpit preparation, so you've got your gears, pins, fuel quantity, seat belts, ADIRs, and barrel ref. And then you can now just go through the startups and all the procedures for your flight. So you've got before start, after start, taxi, lineup, approach, etc, etc. And you can also reset them obviously if you want to do flights back to back and you want to go through the whole procedures each time. You've also got your OFP, which is all here, which has all the relevant information from your SimBrief. And then you've got your overview of your plane there, obviously what type of engines, all the weights, all that good stuff. Then now you've got all your services in a nice clean picture. There's very clean, so obviously it tells you that the wheel chocks are on, the safety cones are out, so if they go outside they should be there. Okay, no they're not, so if I do go back inside, it says there, but obviously now, I can now get JetBridge. Obviously that'll happen obviously if you haven't got it. Bridge thingy, we can call in the fuel truck, we can also call in the ground power unit, the baggage truck, it'll open all the doors, and the catering truck. So pretty much the same as any normal services. All the services are lining up as they should be, all the cargo doors are now open, and obviously you just do the reverse for when you are ready to get set. Then you've got your pushback. Now this is interesting. It's kind of like they've introduced the Taxiway Pro tool, what you can download separately, and they've integrated it into, as such, into this little taxi section. So the new FlyPad OS 3 pushback system can cause conflicts with other pushback add-ons. We recommend not to enable a system if you plan to use another pushback. So if you've got the Pro pushback tool downloaded, probably best to take it off if you're going to be using this aircraft, as this has now got a proper pushback tool installed. And you can call your tug, take your parking brakes off, and you can choose the direction, and you can actually now use your controller for your pushbacks. Then you've got your fuel here. Obviously if you want to if you've not got the correct calculations, put the correct calculation of fuel, how much you really need, and it'll show you where it's going to be there. You can obviously have it instant, fast, or you can use real time. And then you've got your payload, so it actually shows a passenger layout of the aircraft itself. And same again with the fuel. You can have instant, fast, and real. So that is obviously depending on how many cargo and passengers you want in there. And obviously you can get it in from SimBrief. And you can move the luggage around, you can move the cargo around with these sliders here, and obviously it'll affect your zero weight and all that good stuff in your CG. And then obviously you got your performance, so obviously if you just sync it, it'll tell you. There we go. And then you've got your manual input, fetch and speed from simulator. Obviously it'll tell you from there, and then obviously got your angle, and then you've also got your landing calculations if you choose to use them. And of course you've got your navigation and charts, so if you've got the Navigraph app, you're in luck, because your Navigraph stuff can now be linked to this little information here. Then you've also got your VATSIM. It has cleared it all for VATSIM, so obviously you can now click all. You can check which is delivery, ground tower. You can check each department for whichever airport you are at, and obviously you can have it as all, and you can also search. And then you've got your failures if you want to make flights a bit more spicy. So you've got your quick tools, so you can quickly just select one here, and you can have failures for each of the different systems, or you can go to compact and it'll show you in a bit different format. And then obviously you got your checklist, and then obviously you got interior lighting preset and aircraft states, so you can actually, if you're in a hurry, you can just click ready for takeoff, and it's now going through procedure for takeoff. And it'll automatically go through all the required systems for takeoff. And there you go. So depending on how you want to do a flight and how casual or serious you want to take it, obviously you've got the settings tab here, so you can pin programs here, so obviously you can choose the fuel. So obviously the fuel trucks arrived, sync Msf flight plans, all calibrate your throttles through here if you've got different sets of throttles, or different if you're using different throttle softwares. Obviously you've got your realism. And now you've got, okay, it didn't show you the avatars. So that's not working.
Flight attendants, arm doors, and cross-check.
A2s, A330 audio. So yep, you can now change the language of your fly-by-wire now. Obviously you've got your brightness, which you can change. Obviously your time. You can now have a different theme. And there you have it. That is a new review and the updated AFB, which in my opinion is a hell of a lot better. You can do a lot more things with it now. It is a lot more meatier, a lot more complex, and a lot more simple. It's a lot more clearer, and it's not just base. They've added a lot of detail in here, so again, well done to Headwind and whoever these guys have collaborated with to get this AFB up to scratch, but it's a hell of a lot better than before. So obviously don't forget, if you've already got the original A330 download, you'll have to remove it and then re-download it again in order to get this AFB update if you choose to do so. So that is it from me. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was insightful, and I shall see you again next time.